ndani ya Super Breakfast ya East Africa Radio. Baada ya kusubiri, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the man is here and we are about to go live.
The interview.
Yes.
Yep, tuko naye si mwingine, yeye ni Vusi Tembe Kwayo. Ni mwandishi, ni mfanyabiashara, ni mwekezaji,
mjasiriamali, mhamasishaji,
business mogul,
public
VC,
speaker.
He's a motivation. He's a motivator. I've seen so many of your speeches. Vusi, karibu sana.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for having me.
You're most welcome. One of the clips we've been playing a lot is about you. It doesn't matter how you feel. Like, discipline is more important than motivation.
Yeah.
That especially being in Tanzania and Africa at large.
Allow me to translate. Kwa Kiswahili, discipline is more important than motivation. Kwamba nidhamu
ni muhimu
kuliko kuhamasika. Ya kwamba wewe unahisi umehamasika lakini huna nidhamu ya kufanya hilo jambo ambalo umehamasika kufanya, hautatoboa.
There's a sense of veracity when you said that. Where did you get that from?
It's just a fact. No, I was doing a masterclass in Uganda, and somebody asked me the question about what do you do when you're not motivated, and I said this motivation nonsense needs to stop. Because I think we have this thing built into people today that they need to feel like doing something before the thing gets done. Great things aren't done by people who feel like doing them. They're done by people who are committed to doing them. Mm-hmm. And this is the difference. It's not about whether or not you feel like it. Mm-hmm. It's about once you've made the commitment, seeing that commitment through. I always say to people, be very careful the decisions you make, because first you make the decision, then the decision makes you. So you've got to be very careful what you commit your time to, what you decide to do, because how you act after that is a reflection of your character.
When it comes to mindset,
yes,
we're winners. You were a member of the Druggers Den, South Africa, right?
Yeah.
And you saw you saw potential. What do you look for someone? What is it that you look for? Is it the glint in the eye? Is the seriousness when this guy is a serious player?
It depends. I mean, I think the easiest way to put it is the person's got to be hungry. And different people display hunger differently. Some people, you look in their eyes, you can see it. Others, you look at their track record and work and you can see it. Some, you look at how many times they failed and they don't give up and you can see it. So there are different things, but really what you're looking for is the person's hunger. Are they hungry enough to make something succeed? Because everybody wants success. This is the thing about life, right? Everybody wants success. That's why Instagram is such a popular platform, because everybody wants that life. Whether or not you are hungry enough to go after that life
is what makes the difference.
That's a big difference. And I estimate that maybe, here's what I say, and I said it in a radio interview in South Africa once, and somebody got offended. The DJ got offended. I said, my view is that 99% of people are traffic. Traffic. Like on the road. 99% of people will live and they'll die and nobody will remember. Nobody will care. The world will move on. The question you got to ask yourself is, will you be the 1% about whom there are pages in the books of history that are written? Will you be the 1% about whom Hollywood wants to write a story and maybe make a book? Will you be that 1%? But 99% of people are traffic.
Ouch.
Yeah, that's
cold truth.
Wait a second. When did this start? Because you started at a really young age. You're running a consulting firm at really, really young age. When did this start? When did the hunger start for you?
I mean,
maybe literally and metaphorically.
For me, I don't think. The hunger you're kind of born with it. I don't think I started hungry. I think I started disciplined. So I was raised by a very disciplined set of parents, and my father was the sensei in the dojo. So from a very young age, I was taught about discipline, about diligence.
Over martial arts.
Yeah, I mean, I did martial arts for 17 years.
Wow. Which discipline?
I did Kyokushinkai, which is Masutatsu Oyama style from Okinawa. And then I switched and did Shotokan. And while I was doing Shotokan, I did Wing Chun.
Yeah, Bruce Lee.
Absolutely loved it.
Are you a ninja by any chance?
I know.
You sound like one.
I mean, don't come after me is what I'm saying. You know, stay where you're at. Stay where you're at.
Yeah.
So one of the things you learn doing martial arts is whether or not you feel like it, whether or not you want to show up at the dojo, you show up at the dojo, and whether or not you feel like doing your kata, you do your kata. So emotion is not accounted for. It's about diligence and application. So this is why when I got into this work of building people and building capacity in people, what people are looking for is the drug. They want the dopamine. They want the sugar hit. They want give me the feeling that's going to feel amazing. And I go, no. That's not sustainable. The feeling that's going to feel amazing is not sustainable. The habit of seeing things through, that's what's sustainable.
So when you talk to people and you tell them this, and they it's not only you, by the way, there's so many other people who are well versed, who are very successful, and then someone says yes, and then everything they do thereafter is not reflecting in what they learned and agreed upon.
Yeah.
How do you handle it? I mean, what do you do?
Well, you don't. Because another thing about me, which probably makes me slightly unpopular, is I do not accept people outsourcing the responsibility of their lives to me. Your life is not my problem. Your success, not my problem. Your finances, not my problem. Your state of health, not my problem. Whether you come into a Vusi seminar and you think your life's going to change, no, it's not. What you do after that seminar is what's going to change your life. I can give you the tools, but whether or not you choose to use the tools, let me put it to you this way.
Yep.
You can take a person and give them a set of tools to fix a car, but they have to make a decision to open up a mechanic shop, advertise it, and get people to bring their cars for repair.
Thank you very much.
You have nothing. You're not involved in that equation. People love outsourcing their problems to other people. This is why they say, I went and listened to these motivational speakers, felt great, and I left. Yeah? And whose problem is this?
So, using the same ideology, where do you think politicians could do better when it comes to communicating?
Don't get me started on politicians.
Because it's so easy.
Ask me a question about people that are more useful. Yeah, about politicians. Maybe let me answer your question this way,
Yeah.
and I will speak broadly here. Africans have a real mindset shift we need to make. We, together with maybe one other region in the world, but I don't want to speak about LATAM, we give way too much power to politicians. And I was thinking a bit about why this is. So I worked it out. Do you know why this is? Africans think that politicians are liberators because we've been liberated by people who became politicians. We think that politicians are leaders because we were led by people who then became politicians. Nelson Mandela was a leader who went into politics. Julius Nyerere, a leader who went into politics. Do you understand?
Yeah.
They were not politicians who became leaders. They were leaders who became politicians. As a consequence of this, we now think that every politician
Is a leader.
is a leader. And so this is why when we have real problems of unemployment or loss of jobs or lack of economic growth or inflation, we look to the politicians because we go, you guys are the leaders. What you don't realize is you're looking at the wrong place. This is not where the leaders are now. I'm not saying that there are no leaders in politics.
Right.
I'm saying that not every politician
Is a lead, makes a
is
lead.
a leader.
Politicians, if you're hearing this, is Vusi Tembekwayo, not us personally. We have nothing against.
This is the guy saying politicians are great. I love y'all. Y'all keep doing what you do. You know, we love y'all.
Being politically correct.
This is a different space in time right now, especially when it comes to evolution of technology.
Yeah.
And how right now we have, like, for example, mobile money.
Yeah.
And mobile money has been able to reach those who are not in the financial inclusion, right? It's
Right,
completely just
right.
gone out there to the village, etc. How are you involving technology in how you express your philosophies and how you operate your businesses?
Yeah, I mean, it's such a deep question to ask and answer. It'll take me a while to explain it. But let me put it to you this way. I think that if you were building a business 10 or 20 years ago, the business was the business. Technology was an augmentation to it. Today, if you're building a business, the technology is the business and the value you want to add is the augmentation to it. So I'll give you an example. So we launched a mentorship platform called Club 100.
Okay.
And you can subscribe to it. It's vtclub100.com, right? And I personally mentor everybody on the system. Now, the truth is that if we were doing that 10 years ago, the work we were doing to mentorship would be more important than the technology we use. Today, it was finding the right technology platform that's enabled us to have people on the platform from the US, from Latin America, from Europe, both East and West, from North Africa, Sub-Saharan Africa, and even Asia Pacific. We have people from all over the world in the Club 100 platform because we thought about technology as the business and then mentorship as the value rather than the other way around. So that's a long-about way of saying that today, if you're not leveraging technology, you're not going to grow and you're not going to scale. The role of technology is to simply make you more efficient. And then I'm going to close with this comment. Naval says, and I love this when he said it, he said about 200 years ago, your output as a human being was directly proportional to the work you were doing. When we were all living in the agrarian societies, you went and farmed, and what you ate was what you farmed. The difference between then and now is today we are knowledge workers. Knowledge workers use technology. So today, a CEO of a listed company, every hour of work done probably equates to 1,000 hours of work done by somebody else in a different sector based on the value they add. And that's just because they're positioned differently and they're leveraging different technologies. So whatever you're building, this is so important. Whatever you're building, you have to find the right technology for this. I say this to my own team all the time. There is no problem an American hasn't solved. So if you have a problem that you're facing in your business, there's a technology out there that solves the problem. I can guarantee you. Just look for it, search for it, and you'll find it.
Wow. The spaces, the insight. This is just a small sneak peek. If you are interested in adding value to yourself and interested in really growing, scaling your business, getting closer towards your vision, this is what you need to be involved in the Global Leaders Forum. This Vusi Tembekwayo. I used to love the Dragon Den series. For those who are disappointed. And because it looks like, oh, these guys, dragons, they got money just sitting right there. It seems like an air of arrogance. I don't know if I should invest in you. I don't know. And what do you have? And
Dragon's Den, you have to think about it this way, right? Dragon's Den is a microcosm of life.
Okay.
Everybody wants something. This is what people don't understand about Dragon's Den. So it's not that the entrepreneurs coming to pitch are the only ones who are looking for something. If the dragons weren't looking for deals, we wouldn't be there either. It's a microcosm of life. Everybody wants something, right? If you ever see, and I know there's parts of the continent at the moment where elections are happening, but if you ever watch a political rally happening, it's not just that the politician is looking for the crowd of people, it's also that the crowd of people are looking for the politician and somebody to look to. Everybody in life wants something. So that's how I think about Dragon's Den. It really is a true microcosm of how life and business functions and how leaders need to leverage that. Once you as a leader can understand that everybody in life wants something, it changes the conversations you have with people. It changes my conversation with you, Evans, because now I look to understand in this conversation, what are you looking for? What does success for you look like? What is the value I need to bring into this conversation? How do I do that? And for you, it changes you looking at me going, why is Vusi in Tanzania? What's he looking for? And how do I bring him value? Everybody wants something. Whether you're pitching for business or the person being pitched for business, we're all looking for something.
The ecosystem of life, there you go.
Ni Global Leaders and Managers Conference in Tanzania. Kwa mara ya kwanza tutakuwa naye Vusi Tembekwayo akizungumza nasi.